sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. Well, that was awfully fun. I did it again on Thursday. Damn mute button. I got to figure out this mixing board a little bit better so I can do things easier. Basically, from doing the Wednesday night show into Thursday, I've explained it before. I had to mute the program on my computer so that... Hi, Cal. So that me and Dean can talk during the commercial breaks. Because he's calling in. So I can still talk on the board. Through the board. I have to mute the program. So when I get on air Thursday, all the rest of the week, I'm not touching the actual mute button on the software. So, my apologies. It will be corrected in editing afterwards for uploading for future use. Yeah, I think I'm still asleep. So, welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense, people. Again, if you want to support the show, if you want a Reaver of Common Sense shirt, if you want a pocket constitution to carry with you so you always have it with you, if you want to show off your Second Amendment rights, go to reaver.one/shop. Or if you want a survival bracelet. And those that know having a survival bracelet is excellent. I actually don't wear them during the show. After I get done the show, I go put mine on. I got, of course, I make them so. I got a nice, it's like a 2.5, almost 3-inch bracelet. It's pretty neat. That's got, I think, like 20 feet of cord on it. When I go fishing and if I go on my buddy's boat, I definitely bring my survival bracelets and have them on because you never know when the hell you're going to need, tie something up, rescue, anything. This paracord can take 550 pounds, I believe is the test strength. Tensile strength, test strength. Some kind of strength on it, but it's like 550 pounds. I leave all the cords inside, whereas if you go to Walmart, I know you can buy them cheaper. Yes, you can buy them cheaper at Home Depot. But what they don't tell you, number one, they're, mass-produced on a machine, and they end up falling apart on you. And they don't use true 550 paracord. So, why is that doing that? There we go. I don't know. I'm having so many issues today. On my mixer board, I have these little dials, and if sometimes same position, if I tap it, the volume on my headset at least goes down. Or I should say sometimes it goes down. But if I tap it, the volume just goes right back up to where it's supposed to be. I was going to be a smartest. Yeah, I'll be a smartest. Let me find it real quick. I'm off the mark, Kel, today, and my apologies to everybody. I'll get on the ball in a minute. I really should have this ready, but it was something I'm throwing in last minute. Ow. 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 Sorry about that. Seriously, I need to get somebody in here to check my board out.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
All right, why I had to play that is, and that's the theme song for the 1960s Spider-Man cartoon, the original that I remember back in my day, too. They still use that Spider-Man, Spider-Man. I could have played Spider-Pig instead. And if you don't know Spider-Pig, it's from the Simpson movie. But yesterday, a gentleman decided he had important documents that Donald Trump had to see. So his brilliant idea is, I'm going to scale Trump Towers because I can get to Donald Trump that way. It's taken me forever to go up the tower. It's not like once I get close, they're not going to remove him from that area. I forget. He didn't get all the way up or anything, but he got a pretty decent way up. And they ended up, it was like a ventilation area or one of the windows, something they took out. And they jacked this guy up. It was funny as hell. They grabbed him, yanked him, and he went head first in there, and they were not happy. And I don't blame him. He put a lot of people at risk for doing this. Because they're trying to rescue, maybe not rescue is the right word, but, if he would have fell, there would have been lawsuits against Donald Trump because of this guy's idiocy. I see Trump speaking. And I don't understand America nowadays. Because, yeah, he went and did it, whatever. But like I said, if he would have actually fell off that building and got severely injured or died, they would have started a lawsuit against Donald Trump. I'm just like, what the hell? And that's what I mean by the world's going nuts and all that today. Hold on. Ugh. I was up last night late because of the pain, storms. I can tell everything's clear. My hands will swell up real bad, and my feet will swell up real bad with certain storms, and it's just, just closing my hand becomes an issue. But, yeah, so he decided to climb up. I was impressed. He got pretty far, and he was pretty smart with his climbing. It's actually not that exhausting what he was doing. I mean, it's tiresome, but it's not that exhausting. Time magazine being a dumbass. I wish the media would give an equal amount of coverage to Hillary Clinton on all the illegal doings that she's up to. I mean, and call her out on her lies. If they did that, and they did what they do to Trump, I would not have a single issue with it if they did it 50-50. They ignore Hillary Clinton and all the bullshit surrounding her. They ignore it. And they fabricate stuff on Trump. And yes, that bullshit over the gun, threatening her. And then CNN yesterday, now they're saying the Secret Service have questioned Donald Trump. From an anonymous source has told CNN that Donald Trump has been questioned over the supposed assassination threat. And he said he did not mean to incite violence. Well, the problem is there's been no violence incited. And Donald Trump and media came out and said, bullshit. Well, he didn't say bullshit, but he came out and he said that. And thank you, Sean. He's like, no, nobody from Secret Service has contacted him. And I was shocked when I heard it because there was no threat. Zero. Zilch. None. Because if they want to investigate that one, then they should be investigating Will Smith on a Nazi Germany Holocaust type threat of cleansing the earth of Trump supporters. That was, to me, a Nazi Holocaust type threat. Whether he meant it or not, as the liberals say, it's not just what you say, it's what the people hear. And I couldn't believe that one. You're responsible not just for what you say, for what the people hear. What? You dumbasses. And then you have that ex-Secret Service. He's, I think, been in politics also. He was on CNN with Don, I am a racist lime, and he tore into Don Line. He ripped him apart. I loved it. It was funny as hell. He was like, it basically told him in no uncertainty, there was no racist or no assassination, insinuation in it, da-da-da-da-da-da. And it was funny because Don's like, you need to be embarrassed of yourself. No, Don Lime, you need to be embarrassed of yourself. You are an embarrassment. You're supposed to be a journalist. You're not. You're no better than Geraldo Rivera back in his, well, even today, but back in his day of his talk shows. Shit. Who was that one that was really started like the Jerry Springer type shows? Dang it. Oh, this is going to drive me nuts. Because I always wonder if they were related. The person that plays Tony Stark. I can't even think of his name right now. Oh, God, my brain is in a freeze. Give me a second. Morton Downey was the guy's name. I don't know if people remember. It might have been just the East Coast thing with us. I mean, this guy, he would have chairs thrown, everything. I think he got his nose broke one time by, I think it was neo-Nazi threw a chair. But it's that is done. That's a lot of the media nowadays. They are not journalists anymore. They're talk show hosts. Even on Fox, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, the whole alphabet soup, they're goddamn talk show hosts. They're no better than Jerry Springer show. No better with their coverage anymore. I'm sorry, they are no better than Jerry Springer show with the coverage that they're given. I mean, seriously, do you think that they're any better nowadays? Because I don't. I really don't. They go for ratings, and I understand that they're worried about their jobs. They're worried about money. I can understand that. But there is a fine line that they crossed anymore. And once you cross it, you really can't go back. You can't go back. Well, I don't want to say can't go back because, well, you can always. And I thought CNN was pulling around the corner. I thought they were. I was rooting for them. I thought they were finally going back to being a news agency. I thought MSNBC they were doing a slower. Hold on 1 second. People being dumbasses. I love it when people are dumbasses. They think they got me on Twitter because 50 GOP officials warned Donald Trump. It just, people are dumbasses and they don't think when they go to make comments. National security. Donald Trump may be bad at national security. Hey, jackasses. Psst. We know Hillary Clinton can't handle national security. Dumbasses. I mean, seriously. What is wrong with these people? Donald Trump is getting sued. Okay. He's a businessman. It happens. We don't hear about Hillary Clinton's university lawsuit. We don't hear about that one. And it has nothing to do with Hillary Clinton, the subject that we were talking about. Making fun of the president, I was. And she wants to start talking about Hillary Clinton. Dumbasses. I'll be done in a minute. I apologize. I just love smacking idiots down. They don't think. They don't think. And this woman, her icon picture is President Obama with Bill Nye, the science guy, and Tyson DeGracio, whatever the hell it is. But number one, Bill Nye, the science guy, is not a real scientist. And he's giving scientific advice to the president. A TV show actor, basically. The guy's not a real scientist. And oh my God. Oh my God. It's Bill Nye, the science guy. People are dumb. Then they sit there and try to think that, oh my God, I'm so witty. Look at me. Hey, you want to vote for a dumbass like Hillary Clinton? Go ahead. I know you're an idiot then. Oh, and just let everybody know that a lot of people are feeling the burn lately. Yes, I saw that, and I was probably going to add that to tomorrow's show, Cal. Yeah, so everybody's feeling the burn real good. First of all, he gave his support behind Hillary, and they gave him an airplane. I guess there was some money involved because he just bought lakefront property, $600,000. It's it makes me laugh. Oh, feel the burn. Yep, a lot of people are feeling the burn as he sold them out. He sold them right out. Yeah, I've seen that. That's friggin' hilarious. Obama's teleprompter freezes. And then, I mean, I'll sometimes I'll do a little, because I'm trying to think. But I never have a teleprompter. I never do have a teleprompter in front of me. Unless you call a computer screen where I have some stuff written down. But really, anymore, I don't. I just look at notes to give me some stuff, an idea to talk about, and I go off on my tangents. But that man cannot talk without a teleprompter in front of him to tell him what to say. And that's one of the things I have not liked. That man cannot have a conversation because he has to go off the teleprompter. Hillary Clinton can't talk without a teleprompter. We saw that when she got interrupted the other day. She, her handler had to get up there. It's okay. It's okay. Calm down. It's okay. Where Trump just sitting there, he gets interrupted. He's like, okay. All right, we're going to go on with it. It does not bother him when he gets interrupted. So, but hey, guess what time it is? That's right. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising, YouTube, Spreaker, Spreaker. First time I heard someone say it, I was like, can't they say speaker? How are they screwing up the word speaker? Well, I was the dumbass when I saw the spelling. We got YouTube and iTunes. We will be right back. Hey, I press.
Listening to the SHR Media Network. Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
My name is Chris Peranto, call sign Tonto. I was with the Global Response Staff. We were the security element for the Central Intelligence Agency in Benghazi, Libya on 9/11/2012. Myself and my team responded to an attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, and two of my teammates, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty. Radical Islam is basically terrorism in a nutshell. It wants to not only put down Western values, it wants to kill anybody that supports those Western values, which is freedom, which is Christianity, and which is also anything that looks poorly on Sharia law. We've allowed it again to grow into something that it shouldn't be, and it's becoming stronger and stronger every day that we don't lead from the front. Obama and Hillary, by avoiding the phrase radical Islam, they're being politically correct. They don't see it for what it is, and that's straight up destroying the Western world. Radical Islam doesn't have a fear. They will give up their lives. They will detonate themselves. They will do anything they can to fulfill Sharia law and kill the infidels. If we're not able to even say radical Islam, the word radical Islam, there's no way we can fight it. There's no way we can defeat it. The United States of America doesn't lead from behind. We are always setting the example. If not, we're going to see terrorism get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's just going to be continual lone wolf attacks in the United States. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. I don't want to see my family go through that. Please join me in waking up Washington in this fight on radical Islam, seeing the threat that it really is. Sign up at leadingfromthefront.org.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense Show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. And we have expanded. Hang on. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Ooh, we have a caller. All right, we're going to have a special guest. I got to plug him into my system, so hold on one second while I do it. You ready, Kel, for this? You there, Crash?
Yeah, I'm here.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web, climbs Trump Tower.
Cute. Real cute.
Dude, I loved watching the video last night of when he was climbing up and he was trying to inch by where the cops made the opening, and they just grabbed him and were like, we're not having that, and just yanked his ass in head first, and his feet are dangling up in the air like, ah!
Pretty good. Am I close enough? Am I close enough to the pump?
I don't know if you're close enough. You could be. So, hey, what do you expect? You call in and you start talking to somebody else. Of course, I'm going to mess.
Can I get 20 regular credit?
Oh, that's right. He's in New Jersey. He's special. He doesn't have to pump his own fuel. Us peasants down here in Florida, we get out and pump our own. So a little tidbit just came up that I was going to talk about. First, let me finish, actually, since I'm just coming back from break. If you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to reaver.1/shop. Pick yourself up a T-shirt. Survival bracelet, pocket constitution. We got a lot to choose from. Many huge selection of bracelets, colors, combinations. I mean, you can go one color, two color. You can do two color with a third color going down the middle. And, it's very. I can't think today. You got anything, Crash, or are you still trying to get gas?
No, I'm still getting gas.
Yeah, that's what happens when you eat chili. So, a little tidbit came up, because during the break I was reading how Hillary Clinton's handlers and the lamestream media is trying to cover up that she said, and I heard it, that she is going to raise taxes on the middle class, and the dumbass people around her were, wait a minute, they were all like, where the hell's the cursor? I'm going to raise taxes on the middle class. This is how stupid liberals are. Okay, she's going to raise taxes on you people. I mean, come on. And they just sat there and cheered. That shows that what little people she has there, they're paid. That's why they cheered. If that was actual citizens, they'd been like, what did the bitch just say? And they would have walked out on her. But, because she can't get people to show up to her rallies, she comes and pays actors like they had to do at the DNC. They had to have people come in and be paid to be at the DNC. And a little tidbit, because now they're like, oh, well, the mic didn't pick up. She said what is it they're trying to say, are not. She's are not going to raise taxes as compared to, wait a minute, I don't even know where the are not came in. She said she is going to raise taxes on the middle class. And it didn't pick up the not. She didn't enunciate it right. The sun was shining in her eyes, and it made her misspeak. The rotation of the earth, and I'm serious, the Politico factor and all these liberal mainstream medias are trying to come up with every excuse they can. But here's a little something for everybody. With her saying that she's going to raise taxes on the middle class, she has voted for it 25 times to raise taxes on the middle class. So her vote.
I think my favorite was something about her, her anus wasn't in line with somebody, whatever. That was one of the funniest clips I've seen. And sorry about that. I am back now. I forgot that I needed to get gas.
It's okay.
Go ahead. Go with your jokes.
No, it's serious. That's what I don't know if you heard. I was talking about there's been a lot of accusation that she pays people to go to her rallies because she can't get the people. There was like 3 rallies here in Florida they had to cancel. And they won't give a reason, and there's a lot of people saying nobody signed up for it. And her other rallies kind of prove that.
It wouldn't surprise me one bit if she's paid. I mean, a lot of the protests with the BLM, a lot of these standoff things. I mean, the one where they blocked the highway in Arizona to a Trump rally. I mean, a lot of people showing up to this stuff, they're paid. They're paid to be there. I mean, they're being paid by somebody
George Soros,
to support a certain cause or to cause, incite people to, do certain things. I'm not saying
Crash,
violent,
the funny part is they are not even hiding that the money's coming from the Clinton Foundation or that the money is coming from George Soros. They're able to backtrack it. It's been proven. You have the leader Del Rey or whatever the hell his name is, leader of the BLM. The house that he's staying at is financed. He's living in almost a mansion, this big-ass place, and it's paid for by George Soros.
No shit.
Oh, he has a job with Baltimore Board of Education. The man's been arrested about 5 times now, but he works for Board of Education. He's missing days left, right, and center, and he gets paid like $190,000 a year. And he got the job after he burned down Baltimore. Aren't liberals great? But yeah, I know you don't keep up on a lot of stuff. I don't know if you know who George Soros is, but he's one of the richest men on the face of the earth. He has admitted he is the one that's financing the Muslim invasion in Europe. He's been financing that whole thing. He is a Jewish man raised in Nazi Germany, where he was helping and selling out fellow Jews. He was selling them out to the German Nazis. If that tells you what kind of man he is.
I was going to say, not was, is. And essentially, he's selling us out.
Yeah.
I mean,
but yeah, she's voted 25 times to raise taxes, not to jump. And they want us to believe that it was a misspoken word.
Yeah, the thing is, and with that, okay, could I believe that it was a mistake or it was a misspoken word? I could, if it wasn't for the fact that she's been caught lying so many damn times. She's been caught in so many lies, and she's constantly backpedaling. She's got no credibility. So I don't believe a damn thing she says that comes out of her mouth. And the only thing I believe she's going to do is I truly believe she will do whatever she wants to do to serve her own personal interests and those interests of the people that kiss her ass or pay her or whatever.
Well, it just came out.
I believe that's what she will do. That's all she's going to do.
The 30,000 missing emails, some of them have popped up. The private companies that had them were like, they're not missing. We have them. Here you go. And it's the State Department. When she was the head of the State Department, it was a pay-to-play with the Hillary Clinton Foundation. You know? And that's what it will be as president. It will be pay-to-play. She's done it multiple times.
Pay-to-play, yeah. I just, What's up?
Someone took there's a picture of that idiot yesterday that was climbing Trump Tower. And it says that he has informed police he plans on climbing the Hillary Mountain of Lies next. That one's going to be a feat.
Yeah, that's gonna be an exceptionally hard climb. I mean, because I'm sure it's also covered in shit. So, brother, be careful. That's all I got to say. All right, so what else is going on?
Hang on a second.
Dude, your daytime show sucks. It's so boring.
Up yours. Actually, I've just been going on tangents today, and one of the things I want to bring up, because you got so many people who are like, I don't like Trump, so I'm going to vote Gary Johnson, the libertarian. We're going to have him win. Well, the funny part is he's the libertarian, Gary Johnson, has more in common with Hillary Clinton than the conservative party, so that really tells me these people were never conservatives to begin with. I mean, he's pro-marijuana, he's pro-abortion. I mean, libertarian, as they say, they're pro-everything. They don't want government regulation on anything, and pretty much you do what you want and all that shit. Well, here's the thing, and I said it before, and I got told no, I was wrong. I just happened to look it up, and I'm on the main Libertarian Party website, which is lp.org, and it has a map of the electoral ballot access. They only have access to 39 states. They're fighting to try to get on the 11 other states. So as of right now, it would be a battle and a half for them to actually win the presidency. So the only thing they're doing is fucking up the votes for the main candidates.
Yeah.
And
and sometimes that's the strategy.
No, that is the strategy. What they're hoping is they can block the vote of either Hillary Clinton or Trump getting to 270. Then it goes to the House of Representatives, and then they feel that the House will appoint a president that's more conservative. Well, the problem is that they're not realizing is the House can get flipped over to a Democrat Party control. Then the Democrats would be nominating who the president is. These dumbasses aren't thinking it all the way through because they're like, the Republicans have control. They may not, you dumbass.
I get the biggest kick out of that. Yeah, anytime that, they're like, oh, see, everything's going to be bad or everything's going to be great because this, my party's got control or your party's got control. Well, yeah, but that's a short-term control. I mean, it doesn't stay around forever.
No, I think...
But people think that it does.
Like 75% of the House seats are up for election at this cycle. I mean, I forget the exact number, but hang on, let me...
I mean, honestly, I'm going to probably go with with grip. That's most likely what I'm going to vote with this round, is vote with grip.
Vote with grip?
So, grip, G-R-I-P. Get rid of incumbent politicians.
Oh, okay. I never heard that
guys
before.
That have been sick. You've never heard that before?
No.
Wow. I'm actually surprised. I've only ever heard it up here in Jersey, in the Northeast. I would have sworn that you had heard it too.
No.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that live down around by me, and I mean, that's essentially, when a lot of these elections have come around, that's really what they're doing. It's more looking at, what has, not so much what are they saying now, but let's look at the actions that have been taken in the past. And a lot of people are just getting so fed up with these politicians saying whatever they have to say to get the job and then sitting on their freaking high horse and either dictating or not doing a goddamn thing. So fine, I'm going to vote your ass out of office. We'll get somebody new in there, and we're going to prove that if you're not going to do your damn job, you're going to lose your freaking job. And that's the way it is every place else in America.
Oh yeah, I'm not against it. I never heard of it.
Never heard.
Oh, and I made a mistake. It's not 75%. It's 100% of the House seats are up for election. So yeah, it's very easy that it could get flipped over to a Democrat control, and then the Democrats would be picking the president. And these people are not... I don't think that these never-Trumpers are actually conservatives. I really do think they're liberals that have infested the party, and they're just trying to... They couldn't defeat the Republicans from the outside, so they come to the inside and try to screw it up. I mean, it's sort of like with the United States. Countries have not been able to defeat us from the outside, so we got these Muslims infiltrating us from the inside. And we have the Brotherhood of Muslims all throughout the government now. And up until Obama got in the office, they were enemy of the state. Enemy of the state is basically shoot on sight type deal. But yet they're all over. They're in positions, high-ranking positions in our government. They've been appointed by Obama. They have been linked to terrorist groups.
Well, Muslim Brotherhood was listed as a terrorist group by Homeland Security.
Yeah. Well, that's right. They were enemy of the state. Enemy of the state is basically, you see them, you kill them. You don't play patty cakes. You don't put them in position. You kill them. We've been in, basically infected from the inside.
Yeah.
And
I mean, really, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's been proven in the past. I mean, that's why, the whole thing with, like, the Cold War and, us going back and forth with Russia, back then. we both knew head on, head to head, it's going to be a stalemate, or there's going to be way too many losses for it to be acceptable. So how do you take down the other side? You gut them from the inside out.
Oh, Abraham Lincoln said it. Our country will never fall from the outside. It will fall from the inside.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's...
I look at it this way, very simply. You want to take down a building? You don't put the explosives on the outside of the building. You put them on the inside. You rip out the center of it, the outside's going to crumble.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. And that's what they're doing. Honestly, I think that's a lot of what's happening in this country. We're falling apart as a country because of that, because we're being pulled apart from the inside out. I mean, whether it's, these organizations or it's just our own freaking politicians being Nimrods or a combination of all the above. But if we don't do something to fix it, we're going to be in a hell of a lot more trouble than we are now. People think it's bad now. Just wait.
Oh yeah, it's just yeah. I know it's driving me nuts. I mean, the media has basically launched a full frontal attack on Trump and the gun owners in the last couple of days. It's been a full assault on us. And what's weird is they think they got the numbers. They think they are a higher number than we are. And it's like, no, you're actually not. Because I keep, someone said that, and I asked them, and all I got is, oh, you're a Trumpster. Asking him, because he's saying that the Congress has failed to act on gun control. And that's obstructionist. And he gave some other stuff that's going on. And that's all obstructionist. And that's treason. Actually, number one, no, it isn't. Treason is the only word that has a definition in our documents. Our founding fathers made sure to define exactly what treason is. But, so...
Yeah, well, we all know how much those documents mean to the people in power right now.
Yeah, well, this is some dumbass from Chicago, of all places. There has been votes on gun control. That shows how little he knows. That these gun control measures have failed in committees on a bipartisan vote. And they don't get passed, so they say it's obstructionist. Why? No, that is called our government. A vote was taken, it did not get passed, and it's obstructionist. You sound like a little child throwing a hissy fit. I didn't get what I want.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. He didn't get what he wants, so it must be illegal, or it must be obstruction, or it must be inappropriate because I didn't get my way.
Drives me.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I mean, it's almost like some of these people, they want things to be run as a dictatorship, but if it was a dictator they didn't like, they'd be all pissed off that it's a dictatorship.
But then they wouldn't have the freedom to speak up. Then they'd be coming to us going, we need to fight this.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, Christ, could you imagine the outcry? I mean, if Bush had pulled even a fraction, if his administration, the Bush administration pulled even a fraction of what the Obama administration has pulled, can you imagine the outcry that we would have been hearing from the left?
Think about what little did happen and how the outcry that did happen. I mean, they tried to impeach him. They tried to impeach Bush on what happened. But they said if we tried it on our end with all the bullshit that happened, that would be racist.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, that's the one that, I mean, it's just, I get sick of hearing it. I mean, honestly, I just laugh about it. You know, you get it from a lot of people. You know, you disagree with Obama, oh, you're racist. You disagree with Hillary, oh, you're sexist. No, I'm not. I'm allowed to have a fucking point of view. It has nothing to do with their gender, with what gender they identify as, or what race they identify as. Maybe politically correct. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with I don't agree with them.
I get so tired of that. Oh, you have a different opinion. You're a racist. No, I'm not.
Honestly, I just laugh. I just laugh at it now.
Well, I turn around and I tell him, if you got to scream racist, I've won the conversation already. It's a badge for me anymore. You want to call me a racist? Hey, that shows me that you are too dumb to even go on. I'm trying to find
pretty
it.
accurate.
White supremacist groups see Trump bump. White supremacist groups still out to get President Obama. That's this dumbass post. The white web, talk of Muslim terrorists attacking U.S. are covered for white supremacists to unite. All that is needed for a race war is a racist leader. Enter Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's rich.
I know, and what's funny is they're not even original with the arguments because they're using the arguments that we used against Obama, and they're just like, we're going to use this against Trump. We're just going to recycle them. We don't have the brains to come up with our own thoughts.
The funny thing is, what they keep calling, every time what they keep saying Trump is being racist about, it's not a freaking race. Look at the goddamn definition of race.
I know.
So, I mean, honestly, you've already proven your ignorance, and you've lost. Okay? I mean, you came to the fight unprepared. That's all there is to it. You know, you can't rewrite things just to suit your own narrative. It's just pathetic.
Oh, I'm reading. This guy is such a... They talk about tinfoil hat. This guy needs a fucking tinfoil hat. Sad how conservatives start zombie lies to discredit politicians they hate.
What?
You heard me. Sad how conservatives start zombie lies to discredit politicians they hate. This guy's got like a hard on. Everything's white supremacist, white supremacist. Donald Trump emboldens white supremacist group with racism. White Americans in denial of hate-filled Americans. White Americans are uniquely affected by hate speech. Needless to worry about Islamic invasion, whites are killing. The Year in Hate and Extremism, Southern Poverty Law Center. White Americans need not worry about Islamic invasion. I can't make this shit up. Listen, it's time for a commercial. We will be right back. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising Radio, iTunes, Speaker, YouTube. And then. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
My name is Chris Peranto, call sign Tonto. I was with the Global Response Staff. We were the security element for the Central Intelligence Agency in Benghazi, Libya on 9/11/2012. Myself and my team responded to an attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, and two of my teammates, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty. Radical Islam is basically terrorism in a nutshell. It wants to not only put down Western values, it wants to kill anybody that supports those Western values, which is freedom, which is Christianity, and which is also anything that looks poorly on Sharia law. We've allowed it again to grow into something that it shouldn't be, and it's becoming stronger and stronger every day that we don't lead from the front. Obama and Hillary, by avoiding the phrase radical Islam, they're being politically correct. They don't see it for what it is, and that's straight up destroying the Western world. Radical Islam doesn't have a fear. They will give up their lives. They will detonate themselves. They will do anything they can to fulfill Sharia law and kill the infidels. If we're not able to even say radical Islam, the word radical Islam, there's no way we can fight it. There's no way we can defeat it. The United States of America doesn't lead from behind. We are always setting the example. If not, we're going to see terrorism get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's just going to be continual lone wolf attacks in the United States. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. I don't want to see my family go through that. Please join me in waking up Washington in this fight on radical Islam, seeing the threat that it really is. Sign up at leadingfromthefront.org.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cough for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and we have a special guest, Crash, which I hope he doesn't because he's actually driving. So, the Jersey Takeovers here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Oh, that's right. NSA could be tracking you through our conversation. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Just go to Reaver.one and click on the live stream. You can get in our chat room there now. It's a new way. I got to rewrite all this to make sure I don't go yipping about the wrong thing. If you want to support the show or support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one/shop. That's REAVER.ONE/SHOP. And pick up t-shirt, survival bracelet. You can get a pocket constitution to carry around at all times. So, all right, Crash, what is going on? Let's see. Oh, did you hear the FBI asked the DOJ to open an investigation? They were recommending an investigation be opened on the Clinton Foundation for illegal activity, and the DOJ went, nope.
Well, of course they did.
We will take the FBI's recommendations. We always do.
Yep.
And
Obviously not.
You want us to? Oh no, we're not investigating Clinton Foundation. Nope. Friggin' lying pieces of shit. I just had to throw that little tidbit in there. What I want to talk about also real quick. So, everybody's on Trump saying he needs to be arrested and all that over his supposed assassination comment towards Hillary Clinton. And poor Hillary. I mean, the woman would never do something like that, would she? Do you think she would ever make a comment insinuating a person was going to be assassinated? Because she did. She did.
Good luck getting anybody on the left to believe that.
Funny thing is, it is on video where she made comments about Obama might get assassinated, so she was staying in the race. Oh, but that's okay. You know, Joe Biden hinted at Obama being assassinated, but that's okay because the left did it. The left can do whatever they want and say whatever they want. But, God forbid, Donald Trump talks about Second Amendment people getting up and voting, and that is an assassination attempt. Fucking idiots.
Honestly, a lot of what they're saying now, and a lot of their tactics, it's just screaming desperation to me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the funny thing is, depending on what polls you look at, lack of a better way of putting it, they appear to be almost neck and neck. It depends on the poll, depends on the day, depends on who did what stupid thing or said what stupid thing. But just looking at the time, obviously they're worried about something.
Oh yeah.
Because pretty much everything they're doing, it's silly, stupid, ridiculous, asinine. And just, you know, hit whatever words you want to insert here. It's desperation to me.
Oh, it is. And the polls I don't even pay attention to because they have gotten caught rigging them. And it's not theory or anything like that. They got caught rigging the polls. In one instance, they took out the 18 to 34 age bracket. They took it out so that Hillary can have the lead. I've never seen where, we're just going to nonchalantly remove an age group. Which is funny because that age group is the age group for Bernie Sanders supporters that are pissed off at Hillary Clinton, which would have slammed the polls the other way. And the other one, they overloaded
the poll with Democrat voters in a high Hillary Clinton support area. So, of course, it went to a Hillary swing. They're doing it, and people ask, well, why would they falsify a poll? It doesn't help. Yeah, it does. Psychologically, Americans, actually, it's people. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say people in general. They always, not always, but they are more apt to back a winner or somebody leading. Because the idealism is, okay, well, she's up in the polls. She's going to win. Why do I even bother? I'll just vote for her and not waste my vote. So they rig these polls to make them look like someone's in the lead when they're not.
Hello. Morning, sir. Good morning. Ever see, please? No. Thank you.
It just boggles my mind. I mean, it's everybody thinks it's conspiracy theory for that type of thinking, but I mean, yeah, I got to get my tinfoil hat out. One of these days, I'm going to make a tinfoil hat.
You should sell those on the store. You should sell those at the store. Tinfoil hats.
Yeah, I've been trying to think how I can make a fedora into a tinfoil hat that actually is wearable and looks decent. Get like a cheap fedora hat and get a silver leaf.
I can see somebody marketing a build-your-own tinfoil hat kit and just relabeling a roll of aluminum foil and selling it for $20. The problem is I can see people actually buying it. That's the problem.
Oh, God. Oh, God. With like a little instruction on how to make it.
Okay, I'm saying right now, it was my idea, so if anybody uses it, I get royalties.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
No, but I thought about, doing like a fedora hat and just not gold leaf, but get silver leaf and gluing it on top of it.
Okay.
And here is your tinfoil hat for sale.
I can see you wearing that on the show.
Yeah, I've thought about it.
Oh, hold on, we put on my tinfoil hat here.
So I was like, okay, what could I do? Spray painting it? Nah, that won't look right. Oh, what about silver leaf? I know that looks good on trucks. The gold leaf does. God, I need help. Oh, here's a non-news, has nothing to do with politics. It has to deal with our past. And it's sad news, and I hate to report it. So, an acquaintance of ours posted it. A fire truck, a 1977 fire truck that's for sale on eBay. The Queen is for sale on eBay. For $15,000. Yes. It belongs to another company now, but it's for sale on eBay for $15,000.
I'm going home and asking my wife for $15,000.
I know. I'm like, how can I raise $15,000? Because to see her on sale on eBay was to me, that's just a disgrace. That great truck. That was. Yeah.
I miss those old rigs. New rigs are nice and all.
Someone said it. The days of open cabs. That was the days. That was the days of firefighting.
Open cab, jump seats. I mean, the only person who was enclosed was the freaking driver and officer. You had a partial enclosure on the two jumps, but not the stand-up position.
I still remember the days of on the back of the truck when I first started. That was. Be on the back of the truck, you grab your gear, run and jump on it. Now you got to, get changed on the back of the truck. And
got one guy holding you to the truck while you change, and then you swap. And
then it was, all right, you can't change on the rig. There's safety issues, and township's not allowing us to do it.
I remember what was it on the Queen, one of the, I want to say it was a probe. He lost his lid, and he put it up on top. Route 1 heading north. Lost his lid.
I honestly miss those. And I remember the days I would run in and you'd go to get on the back. And they're like, no, there's room in the jump seat. Jump up here. It was like, oh, my God, I'm in the jump seat.
Yeah.
You felt, top of the world, except when you're coming back from a fire. You're soaking wet. It's like 10 degrees outside on the truck, wind blowing on you, and your friggin' turnout gear freezes solid.
Oh, yeah.
Get back to the building, you have to run into concrete. You got to be bashing into the concrete to break your jacket loose. I miss those days.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Memories.
Ugh.
I'll tell you what, I love those old rigs.
Oh,
Hey, they're just the classic. I mean, they looked good.
Todd, that was firefighting.
Yeah.
It's now everybody's got headsets for ear protections. Everybody's inside. Oh, there's this and that, and there's all this safety equipment. You got to wear a seatbelt, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. Shit, I remember being in the enclosed cab of the Snorkel, tight up against the engine block. I mean, there was a piece of steel there, but if that truck flipped over, you were so screwed. In the little window they gave you to crawl out of, and I wasn't fat at that time. I was a big guy, but I wasn't fat. I couldn't crawl through that window.
Yeah, but fucking forget it, though, if you got two people back there.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, it flipped over on the side and blocked you in there. I thought about it. All that friggin' hot oil that's going to be coming and pouring on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's free. I mean, that... Oh, God, and then I'm not going to name names, but a certain operator that would turn around and put it on two wheels. I mean,
God.
Ride the side wheels going around the circle. I mean,
he put it on two wheels. Well, he put it on the...
purposely, if I knew he was driving, and I knew we were going to be going around the circle, I'd make sure I was on the other side of the fucking ring. I mean, you just did not want to be on the downside.
Yeah, he would put that up on... well, actually, yeah, it's not... No, it would be two wheels. No, three wheels. Because it had the dual axle.
Because it was a dual axle in the back and a single up front. So,
yeah. And he would put it, even though there was two wheels on each axle on the back, he still was able to get that Snorkel up on that edge of that wheel. And he never did flip it.
It's almost, I mean, you almost want to admire the skill, like from outside and thinking back on it. It's almost like, damn, I mean, if he's doing that on purpose, that's a hell of an operator. But when you're riding that damn thing, that's not what you're thinking.
Oh, you were closing your eyes and hoping that you didn't shit your bunker gear. Oh. I miss those days. I really do. Going into the fires. Standing inside going, ooh, this smells good. I mean, all right, people, when me and Crash were doing it, you didn't put your mask on until you did, like, overhaul. Or if you were in danger. The way I was brought up, you don't put your mask on. You save that air for if you're trapped, something happens, and you are going to be stuck in there. You save it for that. You don't use it for your normal firefighting time. You just do what you got to do and put up with the damn smoke. You eat the smoke and go on.
Yeah, or you put. I mean, the only time a lot of times you put it on, even just during a normal operation, if it was so smoke filled, or if we knew there was toxins.
That's still there. I still remember we were in a building that made brakes. And they've been making brakes there for like 75 years or something. And there was asbestos in this building. And the chief looked in the window and goes, what the fuck are you guys doing? Get your mask on. Don't you know what's in there? Huh? We're fighting a fire, chief. Put those masks on. We put them on. He walked away. Off came the mask. No friggin' hoods. Those thermal hoods we did not wear. Because if your ears started burning... That meant it was getting ready to flash over and get the fuck out of that building.
That was your heat detector.
Yeah.
It was your ears. I remember that.
I
actually forgotten about that.
When I started, I had long hair. I was a cocky little SOB. And they were like, fine, you want long hair? Have fun. You know, I did have the hood up because it was a cold day out. And I'm in the fire, and all of a sudden I hear this popping. I'm like, what the hell? And I asked the guy I was with about it. He's like, no, I don't hear it. He goes, it's probably your hair. And it was. The ends of my hair started popping from the heat. So I went home, and off went the long hair.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is, back in your youth, you were actually smart enough to not use Nair to remove your hair off top of your head.
Shut up. That fucking hurt. That hurt bad.
I'm not sure which one was worse. Honestly, I'm not sure which was worse. You doing that and then coming in with those chemical burns on the top of your head to a shift, or when I decided that I was going to let you and another crew member cut my hair in the middle of the freaking shift, and then the tones dropped.
Yeah, but what's worse, if you remember, the cutters broke in the middle of it after the error was made. We had that done perfect, and dumbass was like, oh, yeah, that little spot right there. Oops, shit.
Nothing, just to give the mental image, and I mean, nothing against cancer survivors, but I'm not making fun. But I mean, that is literally what I look like. I look like somebody that had been on chemo.
Yeah, but you had kind of like hair in one area and that little spot up front that was missing.
I actually went to a benefit dinner, a $150 plate benefit dinner that following weekend. So only a couple days after this happened. And I actually did have somebody come up to me and ask how long I'd been in remission.
Yeah, I remember your girlfriend pissed at us for it.
I'm actually fine, but I just work with idiots.
Yeah, but you remember driving around trying to find a store that was open that sold
man. Yeah, we had to go to a supermarket that was way outside of district.
Oh, God, that was...
A 24-hour supermarket.
Well, it's messed up. I had it done, and it was perfect, and there was like one strand sticking up, and sitting there talking, I forgot to put the spacer on it. If I had just put that spacer, we would have been done, or if that one strand sticking up, we left it. It wouldn't. Nobody would have noticed it. Oh, that was fucking funny because it was like, oops. What do you mean, oops?
No, it was like, well, that has nothing to do with actually shake your entire head.
Dumbass. Oh.
What was that Pauly Shore movie in the Army now?
All right, we're going to head to break, and when we come back, we're actually going to try to get some news done. I got actually some things on guns I want to talk about. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising Radio, YouTube, Speaker, iTunes. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
My name is Chris Peranto, call sign Tonto. I was with the Global Response Staff. We were the security element for the Central Intelligence Agency in Benghazi, Libya on 9/11/2012. Myself and my team responded to an attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, and two of my teammates, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty. Radical Islam is basically terrorism in a nutshell. It wants to not only put down Western values, it wants to kill anybody that supports those Western values, which is freedom, which is Christianity, and which is also anything that looks poorly on Sharia law. We've allowed it again to grow into something that it shouldn't be, and it's becoming stronger and stronger every day that we don't lead from the front. Obama and Hillary, by avoiding the phrase radical Islam, they're being politically correct. They don't see it for what it is, and that's straight up destroying the Western world. Radical Islam doesn't have a fear. They will give up their lives. They will detonate themselves. They will do anything they can to fulfill Sharia law and kill the infidels. If we're not able to even say radical Islam, the word radical Islam, there's no way we can fight it. There's no way we can defeat it. The United States of America doesn't lead from behind. We're always setting the example. If not, we're going to see terrorism get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's just going to be continual lone wolf attacks in the United States. And I don't want that to happen to my kids. I don't want to see my family go through that. Please join me in waking up Washington in this fight on radical Islam, seeing the threat that it really is. Sign up at leadingfromthefront.org.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. Your You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can join the live chat. Oh, we got another guest caller. Hold on one second. Hey, we got another guest caller. We got Sackhead Sean.
Good morning, Reaver Rights. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, sir?
Well, it's one of those things. Morning after my show, I figured I'd take it nice and easy. Figured how much worse can it get? Then I opened the news and realized that our government, and I'm not shocked, but our government lied to us about the threat of ISIS.
No.
And intentionally manipulated intelligence reports, essentially, to make, it seem a lot better than it really was, and paint them as the JV team as the president tried to. And it's, of course, in the midst of the complete destruction of our higher military command, removal of key people and replacement with Obama's people, et cetera, et cetera. Joe, I'm angry, but I really wish I could be shocked, and I can't be shocked.
I know. It's something that it's becoming way too often with our government, and they're putting us at risk, and they don't give a shit anymore. They're not trying to protect us. They're actually putting us in danger just so that they can get reelected.
Yeah, it's to protect themselves. That's the amazing part. I mean, listen, there's nothing more than the fact that the threat from ISIS was ignored, the birth of ISIS was ignored. They didn't know what to do, so they did nothing at all, just like we saw in Syria and some other places. And then ISIS started to grow, much to their chagrin. And instead of coming out and saying, hey, we have to deal with this problem, they came out and told us it was a JV team, and, we'll deal with it. ISIS is contained and Al-Qaeda's on the run, and then we find out none of that's true. And now we have this investigative report by Congress that shows that. I want to be more shocked than I am.
But one thing that does, and it doesn't shock me either, and I don't mean to, it's not changing subject, but it is. If you notice, the media is more in an uproar because Donald Trump said that Obama was responsible for ISIS. They're in more of an uproar than that their government covered up how dangerous ISIS actually is.
Right. And you know what? Again, perhaps it's a choice of wording that isn't popular, but the reality is he did very much, maybe not complicitly, maybe not because I don't believe that, but he very much, his inaction led to the growth of ISIS and the rising threat of Islamic extremism as we've seen it today.
I mean, yeah, he may not have been over there going, guys, let's start this organization. We'll call it Islamic State. No, he may not have done that, but you can be starting a group by going, you know what, we're going to pull out of Iraq because it's going to make me look better. Who cares about what it's going to do in there? Let's arm this group and help them become strong while not worrying about what their ideology is. And that, I mean, it's being proven. That's what happened in Benghazi. They were running weapons, arming them, and it ended up being ISIS we armed. So, yeah. I would rather have a candidate that, I don't mean to cut you off, I would rather have a candidate that comes out and says, hey, this is what's going on, this is what I think, than one that, maybe, but maybe not. You know what I mean?
Well, Joe, how many times have you and I talked on the air, off the air, etc., and said, 80% of Obama's problems is his dishonesty with the public.
Yep.
And agree or disagree with his policies or whatever, if he and the administration was more forthcoming about their mistakes, that every administration has its follow-ups.
Yeah.
And that's very common. Nobody's perfect. And nobody expected this guy to be perfect. His biggest problem is when something goes sideways, he blames everything but the administration. And then eventually you find out that more often than not, his administration was at fault on some level, and there's no ownership of or responsibility. It's just like, well, hey, we're just going to keep continuing to lie because we've already come this far, and if we change it now, it's going to look worse. It's absolutely grotesque, the level of dishonesty that the most transparent administration in history brings forth to the American people. The only thing more grotesque is the lack of outrage by a vast amount of American people.
Yeah.
I don't care what side of the fence you are on, and I don't care where you vote or if you don't vote. When you see time and again an administration come out and be ridiculously dishonest about its follow-ups, its mistakes, its activity, and they don't ever own it. That is a major league problem. And if you are such an ideologue in your politics that you can't address that and see it as a problem, then you have a serious issue. Look, I say it all the time, Joe. You and I have talked about it. There are plenty of things that Bush did that I was not happy about.
Exactly.
And I expressed very much so at the time. However, the things that he did well, I stood behind him on. This president, outside of a couple of issuances of Congressional Medal of Honors and some housekeeping stuff, so to speak, beyond that, and I don't want anyone to think that I just thought giving somebody a Congressional Medal of Honor housekeeping. No. I said that first, housekeeping. So I just want to make sure that nobody goes crazy on me. Outside of that, he hasn't done much positive. The economy is trickling a little bit, but no more than it would naturally. We're getting in a much worse situation with our national security. Our intelligence community is a complete mess. Our foreign policy is a disaster. And all this guy has done is lie to the American people about it.
And played golf.
Then play golf. Hey, you know what? If he was nailing it, and I
I wouldn't care.
Yeah, exactly. If this guy was nailing it, he could play golf every day and nobody would complain.
Well, I want to make a point that with Ted Cruz, one of the reasons I stopped supporting him is I was seeing the same thing where he was making mistakes, and all of a sudden you would hear from him, "Oh, that wasn't me. That was CNN's fault. Oh, that was some volunteer's fault." And that's why I stopped supporting Ted Cruz, because I was seeing the same actions out of him.
I agree.
And
there was a lot of, and we nailed it a bunch of times on that. There was a bunch of that coming out of the Cruz administration that we both said, this is horrible. We talked about it last night on Satcats, but, that's why I get a little nervous when I see the Trump campaign start walking stuff back that they shouldn't be walking back, and you can see the Republican and political lifers start to get their fingers a little bit into that campaign where you're saying, hey, you know what? This guy was better off when he said something and moved on.
The people loved it when he said a comment and he stood by it.
And you know what? His popularity was through the roof when he was doing that.
Yep.
Because people respected that. They didn't have to like what he said. And I met a lot of people when at the Trump campaign up here, when I covered that 2 months ago. I don't really like all the things that he says, but I like the fact that he's honest about it, or he's forthcoming, and you know where he stands, or at least you have every reason to believe that's where he stands, because unlike this president, he's not really a proven liar. So people really like that. So you look at the comparisons. Why was Trump so popular in the left and this administration was immense? Because of honesty. And now, like I said, that's my biggest fear right now is I wake up and I'm outraged that I have an administration once again lying to me. But the last few weeks, you've seen trickles out of the Trump campaign of that Republican old guard getting their hands in, and that bothers me.
Well, I think, and I've seen it a couple times where you start to see that, but then all of a sudden Trump comes out and goes, no, I ain't playing that. Homie's not playing that. And if nobody got the reference to that, I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Homie, don't play that?
Absolutely. In living color, you just lost about half your audience by proving your age.
Homie the clown don't play that.
So here we are yet again, finding out that everything this administration says is a goddamn lie. And there are still people who are going to rah-rah Cisco bar it.
Well, it's... And the one thing I hate, you always hear like Fox and you got Karl Rove sitting there, and he's like, well, what Trump's got to do is, and thinking in the back of my mind is, not listen to you. Because if he would have listened to him from the start, he would have lost.
Well, it's one of those things that I said this with Trump, and I believe this. If he softens his tone and not what he says, I think he will go a lot further with people. And let me explain. I don't want him to change his message. I want him to be as transparent as he has been. But just back off the name-calling a little bit. Back off the excitable rhetoric. He's already got people excited. You don't have to worry about that, but they're excited about his honesty. They're excited about the fact that he's not a political hack. He's not bought and paid for. So if he starts using this opportunity or this time to go more presidential in how he presents his clear message, then, because, we talked about it last night, he's released a couple of his economic plan, he's released his, what was the other plan?
He's gone on about a lot of his political stance.
Yeah. And you know what? It's all pretty good stuff. His tax plan, he's very much on board with Paul Ryan's, which I don't want Paul Ryan to be the Speaker or Vice President, but when it comes to taxes and stuff like that, I think Paul Ryan's close to the ballpark. I don't necessarily agree with all of it, but he's in the right direction. And Trump came out and he's like, hey, you know what, this isn't a bad plan, blah, blah, blah. Good. That's the stuff you should be doing. Don't stand with somebody you don't like, but when the plan is better for the country, show everyone that you're a leader and say, hey, I may disagree with Speaker Ryan on a lot of things, but he's good with this, and I like that, and we can work with this. That shows people you're ready to be a leader, and that's a big deal. He's getting better at that, but I want him to come out and just kind of dump the overt rhetoric. I don't care if he says things plain and simple like he has been, and call it what it is. But I would like to see him just come out, because I said last night, the best thing for Trump to do right now is to sit by a pool and drink a martini. I mean, Hillary Clinton will shoot herself in the foot. We've already seen it time and again.
But the media isn't covering that shooting.
Oh, I know.
That's the problem. And look at Trump. He's sitting around doing nothing. He's being lazy. We're on hour 432 of covering Trump doing nothing while Hillary's, butchering it. This whole assassination thing is more of a cover-up because Hillary Clinton had a terrorist father sitting right behind her.
Oh, I know.
You don't get invited to that area. You don't get in that area unless the campaign puts you there. But now, we didn't know nothing.
Oh yeah, they know who's there. You don't get on stage unless they know who you are and what you do.
Yeah. And the Secret Service is going, we can't speak about this.
But and I say what I say metaphorically, of course, but the best thing for Trump to do is kind of ignore Hillary and let her keep just killing her campaign, which is what she's doing slowly.
Right.
And just start talking about the positive changes that he's going to make. And he could almost, I really believe this, he could almost ignore just about everything out of the Clinton camp, except for a couple of issues here and there. And he would do just fine because, you know what? The only reason people turn on Hillary Clinton's speeches now is to look at what a major disaster she is. And I truly believe that.
And with the tone of Trump and all that, I think if you look from when he first got into it to now, I think he's come a long way to soften his message, as a lot of people have said. He's not that loud, bombastic person. I mean,
he's getting better.
For how many years, though, he had that persona for, money-making purposes, his TV and all that. It's not something you can really switch off real quick. I mean, when we do the radio, how long has it taken us to get our personas to where they are today? It's not something that happened overnight, and you can't turn it off overnight.
No, I agree, very much so, with what you're saying.
And I agree with what you're saying, so.
I want to clarify. I don't want him to soften his message. I just want him to soften his tone, if that makes sense.
It does, and I'm seeing it from that, and I just wanted to point out that it's been a road where he has been going, and yes, he's had a lot more success when he kind of ignores what Hillary and all the idiots are saying, and he just does his message. He does a lot better. But at the same time, I think he's doing better than what the lamestream media has been saying. I mean, we look at his rallies. He's got tens of thousands showing up, where Hillary has to hire people. I'm sorry, when you sit there and you go, I'm going to raise taxes on the middle class, and they start cheering, that's a paid group that was there. That was not true people. Because I might have been like, she's saying something. What the hell did she just say?
Well, and she can barely fill a VFW hall in some places. And this is why, and like I said, all the polls are out here. Very few polls do I listen to. Quinnipiac has a tendency to be one of the better ones. Rasmussen has a tendency to be a little bit more accurate. But polls are literally people you're talking to 3 months before an election, asking them what they're going to do 3.5 months from now. There's no legitimacy to polls. They sometimes will give you an index, but as we've seen with a lot of the DNC and a lot of polls from leftist organizations, and I mean the phone here better. What we have seen, Joe, is we find out that it's who they're polling is suspect because they're picking large Democrat areas. They're going to Democratic events like the SEIU, and they're pulling their polls from that and saying, oh, well, Hillary's got a 7.5-point lead or an 8-point lead. Well, of course she does, you idiot. You're polling nothing but Democrats. So you're polling people who either Democrats that want to vote for Hillary Clinton or Democrats that don't want to vote for Hillary Clinton. But you're still polling only Democrats.
I think it was Reuters got caught. They took out 18 to 34-year-old age bracket.
Yes.
They took that out, and that was Bernie Sanders supporters' age group, and they're not supporting Hillary. They took that out, like, oh, look at Hillary. She's got a 12-point lead. Yeah, when you pull out a whole age group, it's
right.
And you taught me an excellent lesson when I first started doing this back in 2014, and you told me don't pay attention to the polls when we're this far out. As they get closer, they get more honest.
Right, because they have to be at that point because the hindsight camera will be right on them. And they don't want to be there and go, well, a month before the polls, Rasmussen was 45 points off. They want to be like, hey, just before the polls, just before the election, the polls were 1.5 points off. that's where they get their legitimacy. There's no legitimacy in what they do now. It's just to keep themselves current so they can stay afloat until the next election. I mean, I tell everyone all the time, if we didn't have polls, elections wouldn't change all that much. I don't believe that people will change their decision overall with polls. I really don't. I think in some places, yeah, you can use that to get a percent or two here and there, but I think overall, people have their mind made up well before in spite of any polls.
Somewhat, but I also think with them putting up the false polls, it's human nature within us that we want to back a winner, and we see, Hillary in the lead, and it's, well, why waste my vote? Since she's in the lead, she's going to win, so I might as well vote for her. It's a psychological type warfare that they're doing.
Yeah, but, I think it's one of those things, too. I think most people these days know that. Like I said, I think the people that are going to show up and vote for whoever they vote for are already making that decision. And I think people that vote are going to vote no matter what the numbers are. And I think people that are on the fence, it's going to be a game-time decision anyhow. I mean, listen, I've known too many people, and I always say, like, you can hear horrible things about a business and stuff like that, but yet you drive by the next day and there's still all these people here.
Yeah.
I joke all the time about McDonald's. I said, for the most unhealthy food that nobody wants to eat and it's terrible and you can't find any friends that admit to going there, McDonald's still sells billions of hamburgers every year somehow.
The Nickelback theory.
But it's not to just, little fat guys like me that buy one every once in a while. It's happening for a reason. So all of that stuff is, in my opinion, just useless. People that vote are going to vote. And people that aren't going to vote or are looking for a reason to stay home probably weren't going to vote anyhow. They may turn around and say, hey, I didn't vote because of this poll, and what's the point? Like, we get that a lot in California with conservatives. A lot of conservatives won't come out in California, but not because this year's poll said, hey, your vote doesn't matter. It's because every single year the vote doesn't matter, and they get sick of wasting their time, and there's a big difference there. Whereas if you're in a swing state, you're an active voter for the most part because your party is dependent on you. California, we're not going to get anything for Trump. We're not going to get anything but Hillary and Democrats in the state, with the exception of, and I said it before, Gavin Newsom's referendum on guns may actually change the tide that a lot of people are ignoring.
I think
he has a referendum on the ballot for sweeping gun changes, and the conservatives who normally stay home looks like they're going to show up to vote against it, and a lot of them, while they're there, will probably vote in the presidential too. And that could change dramatically the field if all of a sudden it doesn't go completely to Clinton.
Yeah, I don't think California is a total lockup. And there's a lot of states that were supposed to be locks for Clinton that aren't anymore. And it's going to be an interesting election, to say the least. Very interesting.
Yeah, and it's funny. You look at the swing states, and it really depends on which news agency is giving you the report as to which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happens in swing states. You don't, I hate to say it, all the polling in the world and all this other stuff, you don't know about swing states until they walk in and pull that handle. You really don't.
But what's funny, here in Florida, it's supposed to be a swing state, and I have yet to talk to a Hillary supporter in my area. I can't find one. All my neighbors, they're like Trump. We may not like exactly what he says, but he's better than Hillary to, full supporters. But I can't find a Hillary supporter to save my life.
Well, and, I've started telling some friends on the side who, said, I just don't know if I can get behind Trump. I certainly won't vote for Hillary, but I don't know if I can get behind Trump. And I said, hey, instead of walking in thinking that you're going to vote for Trump, walk in and think you're going to vote for SCOTUS.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. If nothing else, you think about SCOTUS.
And then make sure that you vote in a strong Congress.
Yep. Get both of them on our side. And, again, the left does enough damage to themselves that we should just, I believe we on the right, for the next 3 months should just be focusing on what positive changes we will make versus the destruction of the left like we have in years past with elections. Because let's face it,
That work is being done by the administration. It's being done by the Clinton camp. It's being done by all these moronic leftists who come out and say all these moonback crazy things, and everyone's like, hey, yeah, I can't vote for that. They do themselves damage. I think right now on the right, and I know you only have a couple minutes right now on the right, our whole plot and going forward is just to push our positive message for change to I don't even like to say change, but revision back to the Constitution, and leave the rest alone.
Yeah. And I want to leave with one last thing, and I want your opinion on it. I think a bigger problem than left versus right now, and I've talked about it repeatedly, I think that it's more nationalist versus globalist. Both parties have infested with this globalist, and that is more dangerous to our Constitution than the left is nowadays.
Oh, yeah. It's about sovereignty. I agree.
Yeah,
once you start giving up your sovereignty, we're no longer left or right. It doesn't matter anymore. It's gone.
And we got these constitutional conservatives sitting there going, globalism's great for America. No, it isn't.
I agree with none of that. I agree with absolutely none of that. There's no America once you push to globalism.
Yeah.
It goes away. It's done. It doesn't exist anymore. And people need to realize that. Look at it like your house, right? Once you remove the locks off your doors and the government says, hey, anyone from outside can come into your house whenever they feel like it and use what they want, and we'll have contracts in place to protect you, blah, 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 you've still lost your house.
Freedom of speech is gone. Second Amendment will be gone.
It may be your name on the deed. It may be your name on the deed, but somebody else is sleeping in your bed.
I'm trying to remember there is... and I can't just one of the movies would be sleeping with your dog and eating your daughter's food or something like that. Never mind, brain fart. But yeah, I got to get going. So I appreciate you calling in, Sean. I really do. Everybody, Sackhead Sean. You want to give a shout out for your show?
Sure. Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com, Sackheads Radio, and on Twitter at Edge of Liberty is my Twitter handle, and on Facebook, just look for Sackhead Sean.
All right, bud, and we will talk soon.
All right, brother. Thank you, Joe.
Peace. Have a good day. All right, everybody. I want to really appreciate everybody, and I want to thanks to the two callers, Crash and Sackhead Sean, and please understand that I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm honored by you guys that you guys come and listen every day. And I try to do my best to give you information and be your voice. I've been saying that for a long time. I created the show because I wanted the voice to be out there. And with that, everybody, I want you to have a great day. Be safe. I know here in Florida, school's in session, so watch the roads. If not, if schools aren't in session, they soon will be in your area. Have a great day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.